Hi, it's Carla from Creative Love Affair, and I'm here today for the Wild Whisper blog, and I'm using the newest Out and About collection. There's papers, journaling cards, and stamps that I have today, as well as sequins. So I'm making a couple pocket pages with some camping pictures, and I'm really trying hard to get my old photos in albums, and this is a perfect collection for the camping photos. So I've selected my photos and I've grabbed some cards that I think will work with my pages. I'm stamping on the first card here. Now these are great because they are decorated beautifully. You could either just pop them in your album, or if you want to take a little more time, you can do some decorating. And I'm just adding a few embellishments. That was some cork there from Spiegelmum Scraps, and the Wild Whisper shop still has some of the stars and hearts in their shop. So it's a good time to grab them because Spiegelmum Scraps is not actually going to be selling those anymore. And I'm adding the exclusive sequin mix that is also created by Spiegelmum Scraps, and I'm just adding that with my little silhouette pickup stick there and some glossy accents. And I wrote on this journaling card on the right hand side just by adding some lines with a grid ruler and doing my journaling on there. And the stamp set there is a beautiful stamp set that coordinates with the cards and the papers for this month. This is a beautiful collection for anything outdoors, camping, any trips that you might be taking. Just really gorgeous. The colors are beautiful in it. And that 4x6 photo there, I decided to cut it in half to fit it in my pocket page. This little 3x4 card, I actually put some stickers on, and I'm using one of the beautiful leaves in the sequin collection and just using a foam dot to add it to that card, and then adding a few more sequins around, and the blue in those sequins are just beautiful. So I love how that card actually coordinates with the card that has the earth on the bottom left, and the Go card with the little tent. I added camping with some Kelly Perky letter stickers, and then I'm adding a little stamp there from the collection with some Distress Oxide inks. I find those really stamp so nicely, especially with clear stamps, and I just slip those right into my pocket pages. And here's a look at my completed page. Quick and easy, but I, took it up a notch by adding a little bling to it. And then for my second page, I love this cut apart sheet. It was a 12x12, and I used some of it in the Traveler's Notebook that I posted a couple weeks ago. And I'm just cutting those into the squares, and I cut my 4x6 photos into 4x4 squares to fit in this pocket page. This is a great page just to get lots of photos, and I love that little photo of my little girl who's now 5, but her little chubby legs. And this is a great layout to get lots of photos in. So usually my process is pick out my photos, put them decide where I'm going to put them in the pocket pages, and then choose the cards that I'm going to put in. I'm inking around the edges of the cards, and love those Oxide inks again for inking, for stamping. They are really very versatile. And I decide to, for this card, all I need is a few sequins to embellish it. And the orange card, I add a little star cork, and then I decide to add some stamping to this earth card, And I'm just stamping on with some Versamark ink, and I'm adding some beautiful embossing powder. This is the weathered wood. That's created by Emerald Creek Craft Supply. And they're a Canadian company as well. They have wonderful products. And I just heated that with the heat gun. And then you can see I'm going to stamp the same stamp that I embossed, but I'm stamping it with orange to bring some of the orange in from the bottom card. And I glue that huge banner right on and add some more sequins. And then I'm using the pattern paper that comes in the 12 by 12 sheet, and I'm cutting that into a 4 by 4 square, adding some brown ink around the edge. And then this cute little camper is from the cut apart sheet where I cut out the 4 by 4 cards, but I just decided to cut the camper out. This Journey wood veneer is created by Southern Ridge Company, and this coordinates with this collection, and I've used some Distress Oxide inks to sponge right on. The blue I'm just adding to the bottom to give it a little bit of a ombre look, and then I'm going to use some Emerald Creek Fractured Ice embossing powder. It's a clear embossing powder. It's got some black flecks in there and some blues, so very beautiful. Once it's melted, it gives a really neat effect. You can see it here. And just heats up very nicely. And that ink just gives it a little bit of color. So I am slipping the card into the pocket after the sequins dried, and I grabbed some Jane Davenport watercolor markers, and I found the best way to add them to the camper to color in the paper was to actually scribble on a stamp block first and then pick up that ink with a water brush, and that way I could control the spreading of the ink better. Once I had it all colored the way I wanted, I added a little bit of white pen just to add some highlights and glued that directly onto the background, and then I'm gluing my Journey wood die cut right on top of that, and some sequins. I love the way the embossing powder just adds a little bit of shine as well. And there's a look at that second page. So I hope you liked following along, and I'll be sure to link the products below the video. So be sure to check out the Wild Whisper Out and About collection that you'll find in the shop. And I would love for you to like and subscribe, and have an awesome day creating.